making an adorable poofy deco mesh wreath. What you will need, I have a 14-inch wreath ring, Chanel stems, 6-inch deco mesh, scissors, and a rotary cutter. Alright, let's get started. So first thing I'm going to do is attach my stems to the wreath ring. And I actually decided to go with these really pretty blue shimmery stems, just because I felt like it would mesh in with my color scheme a little bit more. Again, go with whatever color you prefer. So I'm going to take a stem, and I'm using a full stem just because I'm going to be adding a decent amount of mesh. But if you're not going to add as much mesh, you can definitely use half of a stem or 2/3 of a stem just to kind of save a little bit of your stem. I've used different amounts of stem just depending on what style of wreath I'm making. So I'm going to take my stem, place it around the outer 2 rings, and twist it a couple of times. My next stem will go on the inner 2 rings and twist. Back to the outer 2. And your inner 2. So I'm just alternating outer 2, inner 2, outer 2, inner 2. So I end up having 2 stems in each of my 6 sections. Sometimes I do slide this over and add a 3rd stem to the outer ring, just depending on how I'm feeling and the style of wreath that I'm making. But for this specific wreath, I'm going to just have 2 stems in each of my 6 sections, alternating outer 2, inner 2, outer 2, inner 2, all the way around my ring. So I'm going to go ahead and get these other stems placed, and then we'll start adding our mesh. So I'm going to start with my multicolored roll, layering it on top of my solid blue roll. Just going to curl my mesh into a nice little point, and I'm going to start on the outer ring, and I'm going to place my mesh from one outer stem to the next outer stem, using only the outer stems all the way around my wreath, and then I'll start over and use only the inner stems. So place my mesh, twist it a couple of times. Then I'm going to make a nice size poof. You can measure the poofs if you want them completely uniform. I just estimate and make them as uniform as possible. But you're going to make a poof and then place your mesh on the next outer stem and twist it a couple of times. The poofs can be as large or as small as you would like for them to be. And just make another poof and place it on the next outer stem and twist it a couple of times. Now I'm not going to tuck away my stems because, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to add more mesh to each stem. So I'm just going to twist it a couple of times for now. Alright, so I'm going to continue doing this all the way around my outer ring and then come back and repeat the same steps on my inner ring. Coming back to my starting point, what I'm going to do is make a poof, untwist my mesh, place it down in my starting point, and twist it back. Now you can continue on the inner ring from here, or you can cut the mesh and start over on the inner ring. Since my roll is almost gone, I'm going to just cut this mesh and start over with the new roll on the inner ring. Okay, so I'm going to layer my mesh once again, fold it to a nice little point, and start on my inner ring. Place my mesh and twist it a couple of times. Going to make a poof and place it on the next inner stem. Again, repeating the exact same steps that I completed on the outer ring. Alright, I'm going to get the rest of my poofs in place and show you what it's looking like. back to my starting point, I'm just going to cut away the mesh and just tuck it away under my poofs. For now, I think I'm actually going to keep them layered just because I love the way that it's looking. I'm going to add more mesh into each stem, and then I can decide later if I want to separate my poofs or not. But for now, I'm going to leave them how they are. So now I'm going to take 8-inch long pieces and add in mesh to each of my sections. Okay, so now I'm just going to add my mesh. I've cut into 8-inch long pieces. And I'm just going to roll them at a diagonal. You can also roll at a cute little curl. But for this specific wreath, I'm going to roll at a diagonal, crisscrossing each piece so that all pieces are visible. So I'll place it kind of like that. And I'm going to alternate the color order, and I'm also going to alternate what colors I have in each bundle, just to make it a little more fun. But this is what my bundle looks like. I'm going to scrunch it, place my mesh, and twist it a couple of times. And since I'm not going to add any more mesh, I'm going to go ahead and tuck it away. If you are going to add more mesh, then of course you wouldn't tuck it away until you're completely done. But yeah, tuck it away and just adjust it. It looks so cute and precious. Just so you can get a chance to see every color. And it just makes it more fun and whimsical. Don't forget to crisscross so that all colors are visible. Scrunch in the center. Place my mesh. Twist it a couple of times and then tuck it away. Flare it out, adjust it and maneuver it. It looks so cute and precious. I'm going to get all of the bundles placed on my inner ring and then show you what it's looking like. What the inner ring is looking like. So cute and poofy. You can add more mesh if you choose, less mesh, whatever you prefer. Now I'm just going to add some mesh to my outer ring and show you the finished product. Alright, so this is what it's looking like. So cute and poofy. Just have fun with it and make it your own. You can add any additional embellishments you prefer. You can add in some cute little foam embellishments or flowers or hearts or stars or an adorable sign to the center. Whatever you prefer. Modify it to fit you. But it's so cute, simple, and easy to make. Modify the color, the style, add in any additional embellishments you prefer.